Hello and welcome to On the Patio with Mr. D. In my last Paddling Places Florida pre-season video, I talked about trying to find places to camp in Florida, and I talked about a Napier truck bed tent. And today, I actually knocked it out of the mothballs. Today we're going to kind of set this thing up. Like I said, it's been sitting for 2 years and I've just never taken it out. So today what I want to do is basically educate myself on setting this thing up, and at the same time share with you guys this really cool design. So hey, we're going to get into that right now. Well, hey guys, this is the Napier Truck Tent 57 series. Now this fits the short bed on the Chevy Colorado pickup. And what we're going to do is open this thing up. Like I said, I've had it for 2 years, and I did do a pre-setup once, but that was 2 years ago, so I have no clue what the heck I'm doing. We're going to go ahead and unpack it. Now what Napier did on this particular thing is they sewn in the instructions, and it's a plastic material, so it's not paper and it's not going to tear up on you, and that's really, really cool. So hey, let's get started with this thing and see how it works out. Well, hey guys, the next thing you do is you take, there's 6 exterior straps, and you drape them around. They got little hooks on them to where you're going to hook into the bed or your wheel wells or so on. Now there's 6 of these straps. You got 3 on each side, and you have 3 on the tailgate itself. So the next thing you do, guys, is you loosely strap the outside bed straps to the body and find the body point that best works for you, and then loosely attach those. Now again, they have a hook that looks like this, and then you just grab an edge that you can find for it to hook up to, and you're all good. Now here comes the, it's not a hard part, but you want to pay attention to it. There's 3 straps, have a female end, and then on the back end of that, you saw them hanging down a minute ago, you have these straps that have the male end. What you got to do is feed these through the truck body and your tailgate. Now the best way I found out is to lift the tailgate up just a little bit so you can feed them down. Now you can see how I'm doing it. I'm doing it and clipping them because this is elastic here, and go ahead and do it that way. Then set your tailgate down and it will all tighten up. Center everything. So now we're off to the next phase. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is take the short green pole and run it through, and the short green pole goes into a gray sleeve, but it has a green tabs on each end, so it tells you what pole to use. Just reach down in the bed, and as you can see here, there's the green sewn in tab, and just run that one through. Now this one is not a solid all the way through one, so you may have to get in the truck bed here and then just kind of feed it through. Okay, so the green pole is in. What I'm going to do now is slide in the gray pole to its corresponding gray colored sleeve, and it just slides through that, really no problem at all. Now the next part of this process is to take the long green pole and insert it across the front of your tent, which is actually the tailgate section, and then the next thing we do is insert the black pole. Now, as I was talking earlier, the short black pole goes inside the tent, so you got to put that in after the primary dome is done, and what that does is it tightens up forward to aft on your tent for you. And you can see that part, and it has Velcro straps up there to where you can Velcro in and then tie the center and then Velcro down there to keep that pole in place. The next part of this process is you want to take your blue poles and feed them excess down towards the tailgate, and then fit the end in each boot like that. And we're going to pop that up in just a minute. Now you'll see also this brass grommet. That's where your green pole is going to go in as it bends like that. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and pop up the main center poles, or the cross poles, or the blue poles. There's the first blue. Now it's not set to size or anything like that right now, but it is up. Now I want to do the other blue, which is right here, and put that in the boot, and then do the same thing on the other side. Grab this, find the boot, and it's right here, and do the same thing. Next thing I want is to put the front one up. It has a boot. I just pop that right here. Okay, so what you do is you take one of each and you feed it through its sleeve. Okay, and then just attach it into its boot down on the bottom, and it has actually 2 mounting points depending. I always take the bottom one, and basically, let me look up here. Yeah, there's no boots at the top. They just closed the seam down is what they did. So the canopy basically is like that. All right, the next step, guys, is to assemble the canopy poles. Each pole is a 3-part, has a stake at the bottom and an adjustment point here, so you just insert it. And I would insert it low first and insert it into the brass bushing here. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. You can do it on ground like this, but it also has a brass bushing here where you can just pop it into your truck like that. Do the same thing with the other one. We got rain coming in. I gotta hurry up. Actually, it's easier to go ahead and strap the front end first in through the brass grommet, then insert it here into the brass grommet. You can see it's got plenty of room, plenty of ventilation. Got the back window, you got the 2 side windows. But anyways, you can see here, guys, it's easy up. That hook system I put in here to hang my fan light combination, because being in Florida, it gets humid and it gets ugly really, really fast. So you need to have moving air. So if you take a look at this, this is a really nice project. I like the tent. Like I said, I haven't used it. But I'm looking forward to it from the amount of responses I had on my request video. Well, hey guys, we are going to wrap this up on the Napier Series 57 truck bed tent. And I'll tell you what, Napier did an excellent job in the design, and somebody really took a lot of time to figure out everything that would work really well in the bed. Now, we've got some serious rains coming in, so I got to wrap this up. As last you heard on my last video, that there's a tropical depression, and they say it's turning into a hurricane, so I gotta get out of here real quick. I don't know if I'm gonna get this tore down or not, but hey, if I do, I do. I don't, I don't. And anyway, this thing sets up really well. It sets up with a queen size air mattress in here with no problem at all. You have 3 ventilation ports, not counting the entrance, which really helps, especially in Florida weather. So it's outstanding. Like I told you before, I had this for 2 years, and this is the second time I've had it out of its bag. I've never camped with it. I've never traveled with it because I couldn't find any places to travel here in Florida that would give me what I'm looking for, which is riverside or lakeside campsites. So I can pull right up and set up the tent and then go out paddling and then come back, do a review of that facility for Paddling Places Florida. And I asked for that on my last video, and I had a resounding responses. We've set up 4 or 5 different locations now. One of them is a 51-mile river, but it has several locations along the river to where I can go and review their particular facilities and still meet my needs. And then the other one is more towards the Atlantic side, but it's actually on an inlet. Sebastian Inlet is the place, and I'm going to go to the Sebastian Inlet State Park. They got a really nice layout, and it fits my needs perfectly, thanks to Dale Smith from England and Bruce Wayne from Canada, who recommended these places for me. I did the research. They are totally awesome. So I'll be going out there and doing my thing here during the season, which is about 6 weeks away, maybe 7 or 8 weeks away. It depends on the weather, but it's still at least a solid month and a half away. But then we'll be going out doing our initial season 4 opener, and then starting out season 4, and then I'll be doing hopefully these camping trips where I take the kayak out and do my thing. So hey, thank you to all my viewers. I really appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one.